All right, so let's take a look at how I was able to build this app using Base 44 super quickly. And what it allows us to do is automatically adds our YouTube videos to the tool, checks how many views it gets, and then most importantly, it actually checks its ranking using YouTube's API. So let's get started. So I was using Base 44. You can use Lovable. You can use all kinds of other tools that are coming out every day. It seems like there's probably 5 or 10 new apps like this in the vibe coding space that come out. Some of them are really, really good. And Base 44, I would put in that category. Some of them are not so good. They're really flashy and hypey, but then when you actually get in to them and you actually just try to add certain things like simple authentication, Google Auth, things like that, they fail miserably. I've had my experiences with those. Base 44 has been so solid from the beginning. What you're going to do is type in this box, create a YouTube app that automatically checks rankings for my videos and blah, blah, blah. The last couple of times I've been experimenting with this, you can get really involved with the perfect prompt and everything, but I've just come back to typing logically a small paragraph of what you're looking for in a natural way seems to work best lately for me. And the app seems to be able to create what you're looking for pretty quickly. When you start getting technical, it overcomplicates the system and you're going to end up having to make a bunch of changes anyways. And so I do like to stick to a little bit less details in here. Just tell the app exactly what you want. Build a YouTube app that automatically adds videos and checks their rankings, then let it go to town. And then you're going to make your adjustments. Now, I've experimented with a lot of tools. You guys know my LTD Compass tool over here. We've made over $1,000 in sales using an app builder like this. You can create apps with vibe coding and make sales on them. This one was called Rank Clay. We're going to click on it, open it up in Base 44, and I'm going to show you. Let's see if we can go up to the top and load the entire conversation. And you can see that this is what we put in here. I put the design in there. So we did the clay morphism, and we're going to go into where we started telling it what we wanted. And that was basically right here. So this is the paragraph that I wrote. Okay. So create a simple YouTube rank tracking tool. User will add a keyword they want to rank for and the YouTube URL to track. Each user will input their YouTube Data API version 3 code for their user account because you won't want to be doing all this on one account, especially if you're having hundreds or thousands of people coming into your app. You won't be able to do that with one YouTube API. So it's better to set your app up and let them plug in, and it'll definitely work for that use case. The only other option you have with YouTube is you'll have to reach out to them and increase your YouTube API as a developer, and you'll have to work with YouTube. They only do it on special approval. And that's the only way you can build an app where it's going out there and doing a bunch of checks. Maybe something that comes to mind is a YouTube tool that they probably have special access because they've worked with YouTube and YouTube respects their tool and knows that they've built a giant tool with thousands of users and they need a ton of data. But they did it in a permission-based way from YouTube. YouTube is probably on board but it's going to have to be on, special approval basis. So the only other way to do that, to get around that as a small developer, is to have people use their own API key, which is free. Okay. So you can see right over here, I wanted it to automatically check. What I've learned about Base 44 is in order to have anything do something on a schedule or automated, requires a cron job. And that's actually where you're starting to get into more development type stuff. You're probably gonna have to hire a developer to add those things or do some research and figure out how to do it. But adding cron jobs into Base 44, it doesn't, the system won't do it automatically. You got to know a little bit more development and coding type features in order to do that. You got to turn some different things on in order to implement cron jobs. But there's other ways around. You can just implement a manual check. And we're going to run the tool and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So you can see we scroll down here. This was about 14 days ago. It built the entire app right here. And then you can just keep scrolling through. We had some errors. We fixed the errors. You can see how much time went into this. So if you were going to actually put this out on the market and sell this is how much coding you're going to be doing in order to get to a place that actually makes sense. I mean, look at this. It's a lot, right? So, I mean, being completely honest with you, you are going to be coding in here. But if I sent this off to a developer, this would probably take like a month to create and get to this point in the tool. because now we're going to go and take a look. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this right here. It would probably take at least a month of someone working full-time, a developer, to get to this point. If they had to develop the user interface from scratch, implement all the coding and database management and all the different functions and features of the app, implementing the YouTube API and everything, it's a lot of development. It's a lot of coding. Whereas Vibe Coding got us here and probably was able to build this out in a day or two of really just kind of, the very, very first part of the tool where it just was very on its most simple form. That only took about 10 minutes and we actually had a functional tool. But then we started working with it. These little features right here, SEO views versus viral views and stuff like that. Those are all things that I added because I thought it would be really cool. Now you can come over here to the settings and put in your YouTube data API v3, plug that in, you save it. Then you can add your channels. We have our David Mills channel, our LearnWire channel right there. So you just paste that in. I set it up to add 3 channels right here. Then you sync your channels. I can go in and sync my channels and it will fetch more videos. It'll fetch the last 10 videos from each channel. So we have a card view and a default view and we can save that setting. Let's go and sync the new videos from the channels. And so what it's going to do is it's going to go and sync our videos. So we have synced 14 new videos, right? So let's go take a look at what we have. Let's go back to the dashboard. Now, notice that we are on this view, which I like this kind of Excel row data type view. I can see a lot more information and digest it quicker. But if you want a fancier view, we can click on card view and you'll see a lot more information on each card. We can look at the details, do all kinds of stuff. But again, I like the data. Let's go over here. I like the list view here. What we're looking at is all the channels, but let's just look at LearnWire, for example. We can go over to channels, go to LearnWire. Now you can see all these, even from my video yesterday, came in here and that was Form Robin review, right? That's the last video that I published on the LearnWire channel. You can see it's just in black right there. We didn't get very many views for it. These are all color coded and it's in a really bright lime green right here. When it gets over 1,000, we had a really good video right there. I think I want to redo the colors and make it just 3 colors, black and then maybe like a blue for medium range. And then if it hits over 1,000 views, then I would put it in green. I think I color coded it a little bit too much. The most important part right over here is what we can do is see these ones right here weren't checked, right? So it comes in and it's not checked immediately. We need to check these. And so what I'm going to do is select just the last 7 days. Let's see, October 17th. So that should work. I'm going to go with the last 7 days. And then we're going to check these keywords right here. So now it's going to check these 14 SEO keywords. I think it's going to do it for both channels. Estimated time 4 minutes. Okay, boom. And now it's going to check without implementing the cron job. This is the only option we have, which is not bad. You get a cup of coffee, come back, and then the rankings will be checked. What the rankings look like is look down here, like number 1 right over here for a motion review. So if I go and copy this and then I'm pull an incognito window. Now this is not updated. It was checked today. I actually ran this check before making the video to save some time. So I'm going to right click over here, incognito window, and for fun, we'll check Google and we are ranked number 1 right there for video. So we're actually ranked number 2 on Google. And then we'll come over here to YouTube. We'll go and see if we are ranking over here as well. And sponsor doesn't count. So we are in fact ranking number 1 in an incognito window for motion review. Super, super cool. So it actually is pretty accurate. We do have a note up here that says rankings from the YouTube API may differ from what you see on YouTube. And that's just some things after doing a bunch of research and everything. There's reasons for that. What the YouTube API might say, hey, it's ranking number 3 or number something. You might go in and check from where you're at and it could be a few spots off. I've seen it as far as 10 spots off sometimes, but generally speaking, you're getting a pretty good accurate measurement. You're at least getting a measurement, and in some case, like the first one we checked was correct. That's a best way you can do it. Now, if you wanted to implement more of a live web scraping, that would be a whole nother development ball game. You'd have to implement scraping. You'd have to do all kinds of stuff. And so that will actually be a lot more development, and it would be hard to get really accurate with that anyways. You're probably going to be paying for third-party services as well. This is probably the best recommended way, but we just want to put this warning up here for our users, just saying if it's a little bit off, it's because sometimes there's a little bit of a difference between an incognito search versus YouTube API telling you what the keyword ranking is. You can see over here, progress 9 of 14. We'll come back in just a sec. Okay, perfect. So it's finishing up right now. We're on progress 13 out of 14 keywords right there. It'll finish up. Then these right here should be updated. And so right here, you're going to get kind of what it did and any errors, and it refreshes and see those last 4 that were not checked were these ones right here. Now we have rankings on them, right? So we have this one, Ohanashi AI Gen Review is ranked number 1. Form Robin Reviews ranked number 1. This one, unfortunately, we would need to fix this one, but we can actually click on it. Oh, you can edit right here. This one is just that symbol. I need to fix that in the coding, but we have don't buy another KDP tool. And that is more of what we would call a viral type. So I'm going to push save, and we don't want to check this one. Now I'm going to go over another feature that built into the tool. Because this is not something we're trying to rank for, there's no SEO keyword. There's no, product tutorial, product review. Someone's searching specifically for this that we're trying to rank. This is what we would call a viral type video, where we might be able to get a lot of views at once if it takes off, but then it will die out and no one else will really find it. It's going to get its views based on YouTube suggested videos, YouTube recommended, the browse page. It's not going to get its views based on search. So in that case, I'm going to click this SEO button, and it's going to change the status of it to viral, right? So we're going to come down here. That one is SEO. That one's SEO. Skill plate is also. And another thing we want to do in here is we're ranked number 1, but that's for this entire thing right there, right? So what you want to do is come in here and fix this up. We can actually remove this part, because really the only keyword we're trying to rank for is Form Robin Review. So now I'm going to save changes. The next time we run this, it's going to search for this video in the lower left-hand corner right there, this video. And it's going to see if that video is ranking for Form Robin Review. So it takes a little bit of setup, but here's what this tool solves. I was doing this with just a spreadsheet, and you have to pull up your YouTube analytics. You got to go into every single video. You have to pull the stats, the 24-hour stats. You have to pull all the stats up, and then you got to pull up an incognito window, then go see where it's ranking for that keyword. It takes a lot of time management. When you set this up correctly, like this Mushin review, like how I just did that one and I fixed that one up, now it's going to go out there and fetch your rankings, and you have all the data you need, because it's automatically collecting the live analytics for how many views it has. It's also collecting the 24-hour, so it has the 7-day views. That's fine. The 24-hour views doesn't seem to actually be working correctly, so I'll have to look at that. But you can see when you published the video, you get a really nice overview of what's going on your YouTube channel, which can be really helpful. So what you would want to do is you come in here and remove the rest of the title on the ones that you're actually trying to rank. So skill plate review, I'm trying to rank for that. So I want to see next time I select this, right? We're going to go in here, Ohanashi review. We're going to remove this part right here from the keyword. Hopefully that makes sense. Those are the ones, but you wouldn't do it for like this one right here. We wouldn't do it for that. You would leave it and we're good. So we've added those videos, and now we could go and check these again, and then we're going to get some different rankings. Another thing that we did to the tool was these SEO views. After you label everything correctly right here, you can see it's correctly. Any of the long titles where someone's not searching for it, it's a viral. Any of the ones where we're trying to rank for, then it is labeled SEO, and you can see all the rankings you're getting, and you can keep track of your YouTube strategy, which is super cool. And then it also looks at the last 30 days, any videos that were published, just the last 30 days worth of videos. So it's not going to go way down here to July 25th. It's not going to do that. It's only going to go from October 22nd down to September 22nd. It's really going to go and just look at right here. If I ran it from this point on, it would just be for these videos right here. And it's going to tell us where we're getting most of our views. I've changed my strategy lately. I've been doing less videos that are viral type, and I've gone back to what worked for me 5 years ago, which is search-based, because my views were way down. So now I'm going more into just search-based videos. I want to rank my videos. I want them to stay for a long time, and I want to build on that every time I create a video. That's why you're seeing the SEO video. The SEO views are more than viral views. And the last 30 days, which is super cool. We're also doing something for my other channel. So let's go and take a look at that right over here as well. So we would need to come in here and see if I have any over here. Actually, I would need to, because I'm doing a lot of shorts right here on this channel as well. I need to vibe code this in a way that says it will not pull in any videos that are shorts, and then also take it another step further. Any videos that are less than 5 minutes long, don't pull any of those in right there as well. And then I would need to go in here and label all these as well. And then we would be able to get a really nice picture of where the views are coming at, depending on what channel you have, and see how this changes for the different channel. These stats change because we vibe coded it that way. And then you can look at all your channels right there as well. So this is actually pretty cool. Leave a comment below if you made it this far in the video. Let me know if you're a YouTuber running multiple channels and doing the strategy like I'm doing, and you want to know where your views are coming from, SEO based, viral based, what's working, all that kind of stuff. Is this something that is helpful to you? And now I'm not putting this up for sale anytime soon, but this was just actually solving a real world problem that I was having with spreadsheets, managing this. And this tool now can do this for me automatically. After every video that gets in, I just set it up correctly. And then boom, it actually gives me all that tracking. And the next thing I want to do is maybe add a stats section where we can really look at a lot more stats on our channel. So this is going to be a full-blown analytical tool. Just let me know, YouTube Rank Tracker, and say, this is awesome. Give me some feedback. Would this be helpful to you in your business? And I'm thinking about possibly that this would be a tool that I would release only to my Skool community where I teach YouTube and affiliate marketing. So this type of thing right here is what I'm doing that works for me on my multiple YouTube channels, and it's made me over $600,000. This is how I was managing it for myself in a spreadsheet, and it brings it to life into a software and automates a lot of things. It automatically checks all these rankings. So you don't have to sit here and go and check all these rankings, because let's just be honest, if you don't set it up correctly over here, you're not going to go into your spreadsheet and actually check all the rankings very often. It's time consuming, and you're going to just look at your stats and look at your amount of views. This really does tell you what's going on in your business. So that's what I really like. This was a super cool app. This is one of the latest apps that I built. I just wanted to make this quick video for you. Let me know what you guys think about this app, and I'll see you in the next video.